my name is Rotri Salvatore, and today is a very special episode of Baking with Rotri, a recipe for disaster. These are the ingredients which you will be using in Albert's cookies. You can also find these in the description below. Now we did attempt to include the cacti in the recipe, but as you probably saw, it did not work, so it's kind of just sitting there. Now, first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And for you people in the UK, I do not know what that is in Celsius, so have fun figuring that out. Next, you're going to combine all of your wet ingredients. So that would include your sugar and the butter. For this recipe, you do indeed use 2 sticks of butter. I know that's a lot, but it's just the way it is. So you can just go ahead and toss those into some mug or something and heat it up for like 30 seconds-ish. If some of it melts, it's okay. Why is this not? Right, the microwave is broken. It's a good thing that we have 2 microwaves. I'll be back. Alright, now that your butter is softened, you can go ahead and toss it into the large bowl. Now we add the sugars. Now, if you're a beginner baker, you probably don't know this, but the sugars are in fact a wet ingredient. Now, I don't know why it is that the sugars are a wet ingredient, but they just are, and sometimes you have to accept reality. So that is going to be 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar. Now with the sugar, I always kind of just estimate. You don't really, it doesn't have to be an exact amount like the flour. The flour, you have to pay attention to the flour because even like a tablespoon can make a difference. But with the sugar, you can really just estimate. Like, I mean, that's almost a cup. We'll make up for it on the next go round. Like, maybe a little bit more. Ask. So now put the sugar away. Clean as you go, everybody. I'm just gonna put this down here. Right, and now that we've added the granulated sugar, we need 3/4 cups of brown sugar. Now I know it's really annoying that it's exactly 3/4 cups because then you have to get the 4th cup thing out, do all this stuff, but it is very necessary for it to be exactly 3/4 cups in this instance. With the brown sugar, you can't really estimate it. It has to be more exact. Again, I couldn't tell you why. It just kind of has to be that way. Great, there is our 3/4 cups of brown sugar. Again, we're just gonna go ahead and put this down here. Right, and now we're in the mixing phase. So go ahead, your favorite mixer. Hello there. So these mixing things specifically, they're really good because they're easy to clean. And we like that. We like easy to clean. Just go ahead and mix it until it's fluffy. Now, there's a reason why we're using the big bowl for the wet ingredients, and that's because we're actually going to pour the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. About halfway through the mixing process, you're going to want to grab a spatula and clean the sides of the bowl. It should look like this right now. Just clean up the sides of the bowl there. Now you want to continue the mixing process. Great, perfect. Now you want to, once again, clean using the spatula. We're going to clean off the sides of our little mixing thing here. All right. Now that you have all that mixed up, you're going to want to add the 2 eggs, the salt, and the vanilla. So let's go ahead and add our eggs real quick. If you get any eggshells inside of the thing, then do not worry. It's fine, just proceed as usual. Somebody will be unlucky. Right, remember, always wash your hands, especially after the eggs, because you get, like, I don't know, bacteria on your hands. Salmonella, that's the one. Thank you, Mother. All right. Right, the vanilla. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. All right, fine. Now, you really can't mess up the vanilla. You can only mess it up if you don't add it. And add 2 tablespoons, about, roughly. Very good. Now we want to add our 1 teaspoon. I was saying tablespoons before, wasn't I, with the vanilla? Teaspoons, not tablespoons. Right, you want your 1 teaspoon of salt, wherever that is, right in front of me. Now, usually what I'll do is I'll take another receptacle and pour the salt over it into the thing, because I often mess up and pour way too much salt in. So, there we go. Now we have our salt. Grab that, put that in there. Perfect. Now, that's what we do. We mix it. Whoa. Alright. My brother was going to help us out here, so here, Linus, do you want to? Yeah. Go ahead. Good job. I'll hold the bowl for you. There you go. Good job. Give me a high five. Heck yeah. That's my brother for you. So remember, once you got all that mixed together, you want to take your spatula, clean it up. Otherwise, somebody's going to get like a mouthful of egg yolk that was kind of just stuck on the side of the bowl when you were making this. Keep on mixing. You're going to have something that looks like this consistency. Should smell good. Right, now we're finally going to add together our dry ingredients, because I actually kind of forgot about that in the beginning. Now for the dry ingredients, you're going to want to have your baking soda, specifically 1/2 of a teaspoon of baking soda, so very small amounts. You don't need much, still need it though. I want to add this into a separate bowl. I'm just gonna put this away. And now that we've put that away, we're going to go ahead and add our flour. You're going to want to add a good 2.5 cups of flour. The flour can be kind of messy, but don't worry about it, because it's just flour, so yeah. Again, you want to be precise with the flour. You can't actually sort of just estimate this one, because otherwise you're going to have a bad time. Now I have this 1/4 cup measure from earlier, so I'm just going to use that twice to get our half. And that way I don't have to do as many dishes. So I'll grab it. Perfect. Alright, and now that we've added the flour and stuff, we're going to want to mix that together with our spatula. Give it a good mix, because you want the baking powder to be evenly distributed within the flour, because otherwise it's not going to work as well. I mean, I haven't really tried it, so maybe it does, but my logic is infallible, so don't worry about it. Right. It's been all well mixed together. Grab your mixer again and pour in about maybe like 1/3 of the flour, not all of it. It's just easier that way. Mix that together very slowly at first, that way the flour doesn't like, you know, bloom up in your face. You don't want to breathe the flour in, that would be pretty bad. I mean, a little bit is fine, but you know. Once again, take your trusty spatula and wipe the insides of your bowl clean of any excess flour or ingredients that you might have missed earlier. See, it's a bit thicker now, which is kind of an obvious statement. Mix it up again. We don't really need that much mixing this time because we're going to be adding more flour, as you could have guessed, the rest of it. Go ahead and mix together the rest of that flour. Now, when you're mixing it, it may seem that there's way too much flour, but trust me, it'll eventually all mix together into a wonderful dough. Going to want to, once again, scrape off the sides. You can never do this enough. Sort of like a safety measure of baking. Just scrape the sides of the bowl, and you'll get all the excess ingredients mixed together into the dough. Mix it all together. Now, it is a lot of dough, but this makes about 20 cookies, maybe, approximately by my estimate. Cool. All right, now that that is all mixed together, I'm going to want to once again clean the sides of our mixing device here. Now that you've done that, we have one more ingredient to add, and that is, of course, our chocolate chips. Now, don't be afraid to just take a break, snack on some chocolate chips. They are very good after all. And then dump like about 2 cups in there. Just however you want. Dump a little bit more. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, well, that's fine. Put these away real quick, along with the scissors. All right, and now we're going to just mix in the chocolate chips. Now you could do this by mixer, or you could do it by hand. Some people prefer it by hand, just simply because they like it. I think it's more authentic. We're taking a modern approach. Splendid. Once again, clean off your mixing device. Now, we're just gonna set the mixing device off to the side there along with our bowl. We will wash those later. Now, you are going to need to grab a cookie baking sheet. I forget what it is called exactly, but you want to put some parchment paper on top of that, and that I have right down here. All right, so here is your baking sheet. Get out an ice cream scooper. That is, I'll go find it real quick. So I had just found this in the sink and washed it. This is about the perfect size. Here's my hand for reference. Now, I'm just going to simply take the cookie dough and add it onto the sheet and scoop. Right, okay. Now that you have your cookies laid out on your baking sheet thing, evenly distributed, 4 by 3, 12 cookies, we're gonna want to toss them into the middle rack of the oven. So go ahead and do that. Perfect. Now go ahead and set a timer for 7 minutes. While we're waiting, let's do some cleaning. Now a little tip, when you are cleaning your dishes, you can just put them all into the bowl, soak them in soapy water, and they will be much easier to clean later. Remember to always clean as you go. Looks like the timer is up. You're gonna wanna go ahead and hit the repeat button on that, don your baking gloves, and flip the cookies around, do not take them out. As you can see, they are looking very good right now. Just give them a good 180. This book, by the way, which you saw at the beginning of the video in the intro, is written in Sol Voth, which you can find at Thum on Tumblr. Very cool thing I think you should check out. It's a language and art form that's been developed for the past decade-ish. Now you're also going to want to set a towel out on the table to make sure that the baking pan thing, the baking thing doesn't damage the table, because some countertops can't handle hot stuff. Alright, it looks like our timer is done, so I'm going to go ahead and check the cookies. Oh, these are perfect. So, as you can see here, the edges on some of them have a nice golden brown color to them. Now they may look like they're not completely done, but they bake a little bit more after you take them out of the oven. Now you want to grab another spatula. This one is a lot bigger than I usually use, and when these are cooler, you'll know when they're cooler because they'll look more flat. You want to take them off and you want to transfer them to the table. Now these don't seem to be flattening as much as I expected them to, but they will become more flat, so let's go ahead and just transfer them to the table. It will be very ooey gooey for now, but that's kind of the way you want them to be. Right, now let's load this up with some more glue. Now what you want to do is you want to take the parchment paper off real quick, store it to the side, grab your mitts, grab the little pan thing here, not really sure what to call it, baking sheet, that's what it's called, right. And just wave it in the air like this to cool it off. Right, now that that's done, transfer parchment paper back over. Hopefully it's not ripped like mine is. I accidentally ripped it in the transferring process. And go ahead, put more cookie dough on it. Alright, now you're going to want to set your timer for 7 minutes. Once again, pop these cookies into the oven and do the same procedure as the last time. As it turns out, I actually had the perfect amount of dough to do this. So it seems the cookies are ready, so my sister has already grabbed one of them. Here, come over here. How do you like it? Other people online say this. I don't know what this is, but I heard a friend of mine was also trying these, so whatever this review is, that, yeah. It seems my timer is up, so let's take the cookies out of the oven. Once again, as you can see, they have that nice golden brown edge. We'll set them down to cool. Now let's finally give these cookies a try. To be completely honest with you, I don't know why YouTubers do this in their recipes, because I could just lie to you and tell you it's like the second best cookie I've ever had, but it's really good, so yeah. And remember to turn the oven off, because sometimes I forget that. And there you have it, Albert's Cookies. My name is Rotri Salvatore. Thank you for watching my video. Please leave a comment if you liked the recipe or disliked it or didn't even try it. I don't really care. Just I like to say hi to my viewers. I'm out of here.